Hello future tech leaders, I'm Sindhuja. Based on my own experience, I know that learning the right skills can shape our future. What if I say learning was as thrilled as the tech world itself? There we go. A cloud foundation, that's exactly what you will experience. From day one, you will be immersed in the interactive sessions and expert-led courses that covers most of the widely used technologies in the zone of data science to cloud computing, which brings more light to the life of a techie. I'm so excited to help you and unlock the true potential of a technology. Well, then why to wait? Let's see what it unfolds.
Now, in this order to cash process, there will be situations where the customer would be returning you the goods, right? Maybe because you sent them incorrect goods or the goods were damaged, or perhaps you know the customer is no longer interested in buying your goods. They are not satisfied. There could be, any number of reasons for which you will be receiving returns. And once you receive the returns, there are multiple options that would happen. Either you would be giving them credits for their future invoices, or you would be refunding them the complete amount, right? Let's see how that return process works in next week. Alright, let me go back on the same sales order document that we just created. We are on the same sales order transaction, and you can see this button called Authorize Return. If, against this order, you receive a return request from your customer stating that they received incorrect words, perhaps you know this was not the right item that they ordered. You can authorize a return from here. You simply click on Authorize Return. And this is going to open up your return authorization page for you. You will notice that everything is directly coming from the sales order. Notice that the 10 quantity was on the sales order and 10 quantity is also showing here in your sales lines. Let's say out of 10, only 5 quantity were not correct. We can also adjust the quantity on the return authorization. I'm going to select 5 here, and this is what I'm going to receive back from my customer. Once you have validated this, once all the information is validated, you can simply save this return authorization. Alright, this is again to be email transaction. I'll just uncheck this. Alright, now this return authorization is saved. Maybe your customer support rep or your sales may rep. Whoever is responsible for capturing the return authorization would be inflicted on authorization. And then you have this receive button. This is basically going to be received by the warehouse team. Once the customer is going to send you the goods back, you will simply receive them in your warehouse. I'm going to click on receive. And this is going to open up the item receipt page for us. Here against the return authorization, we are going to now receive the goods back in our warehouse. In the procure to pay process, we were actually shipping the goods back to the vendor. But in this case, we are receiving the goods back from our customer. That's, the operational change in this particular situation. Here, I'm going to select my location in which I'm going to receive the goods. I have selected my San Francisco, US warehouse. I have selected my quantity as 5 restock. If you want to physically receive the goods back in your warehouse location, you can mark this as restock. And once you have validated the information, you can simply save this transaction. Now, what we have done operationally is we issued a return authorization, and against the return authorization, we receive the goods back from the customer. Now, what is the next step for us? We are now going to issue them a refund, right? Either it could be a credit or we can actually give them the money back that they had paid to us. Here you notice that we have a different button. I'm going to click on the refund button. And you will notice that a credit memo page has opened. We are actually giving them a credit memo as part of the refund. And I'll just show you in the next step. You can also give a cash refund as well. Again, notice everything is going to be pre-populated from your return authorization document, which because this is the source transaction now. And you just need to validate your A. Our person just needs to validate the information and the amount and just save this credit memo. Now this credit memo, once saved, you have two options. Moving forward from here, you can either ask your customer to apply this credit memo on any future invoices. Let's say they give you another order on that particular order. You can directly apply this credit memo. Or if the customer is very rigid and just wants their payment back, you can simply apply this credit memo. Simply, click on the refund button and pay this credit memo as well. You have both the options available. Right now, this is an open status. I can apply this to any future invoice. Let me really quickly create a new invoice for you and just show you how it will work. Let's just open the sales or customer invoice. I'll go on the sales order. I had remaining 5 pending. Really quickly. You see, we had 5 quantities still yet to be billed, right? I'm going to do that billing for you and show you how the credit memo can be applied. Alright, I'm just going to bill them 5 quantity. Alright, awesome. I'm just going to simply save this. Awesome. I'm just going to simply save this. I'm just going to make sure it is in approved status before we can move forward. Jab them out. Now this invoice is in open status, and if I go and accept payment really quick, you will notice that I will be able to see that credit memo as a payment method. You see, if I apply this invoice, if I go in credit, I have this credit memo now. I can apply this credit memo here, and you will notice I have a zero amount payment that will be created. I can apply this credit memo on my future invoices as well. That was the whole idea, to show you that you can apply this credit on your invoices. And if I don't want to do this, I can directly click on the refund button. As I showed you on the credit memo, you have the refund button. If the customer is asking you for the payment, they are not interested in giving you any future orders for the application. You can directly pay them as well by clicking on the refund button over here. This is going to open up a customer refund page here. You can select the bank account or from which you are trying to pay this amount. Now, in this case, we are paying the amount. Previously, we were actually receiving the amount for in this bank account, but now we are paying that because the customer needs a payment. And here in the refund method, you can select the option whether it's by cash, check EFT, whatever. Let's say we are issuing a check, and you can provide your check number and you can simply save this. We actually paid back the customer and just closed that whole return process. I hope that made sense. And if you have any questions, please be to ask them. Shashiv Raj did that return process, credit memo. Everything is fine. Alright, and finally do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel.